alcohol, drugs, safety, important issues. Every state in the U.S. has certain DUI laws that help prevent people from driving after they have been drinking. In Arizona, the legal limit for your blood alcohol content, BAC, is 0.8%. If you are caught driving above the legal limit, you will face serious and harsh consequences. No matter the situation, do not drink and drive. The money you spend on a cab is nothing compared to the money you would spend on DUI fines and attorney fees. Thousands of people are injured or killed every year by alcohol-related traffic crashes. No matter how little you have had to drink, it is never safe to get behind the wheel even if you think you are capable of driving safely. Alcohol is considered a depressant drug. These types of drugs will impair your brain and your ability to make decisions. The more you drink, the higher the alcohol concentration in your blood and the more difficult it will be to drive safely. Anytime you consume alcohol, your reaction time is slowed down. You experience a lack of coordination. Your speech starts to slur, and you may display signs of overconfidence. Ultimately, drinking and driving are not safe, and you should avoid them at all costs. When you drink, you may experience a loss of judgment, and your ability to make safe choices is affected. Some people think they are fine to drive when they are not. Others believe they are better drivers after drinking, which is never true. Drinking alcohol reduces your ability to drive at night. It reduces your ability to distinguish different colors. It also reduces your peripheral vision and visual acuity. All of these skills are needed to drive safely. You may also lose the ability to judge distances and focus on certain things. Drinking and driving. Simply put, drinking and driving don't mix. Drivers who are drunk or even just slightly inebriated can easily cause accidents that lead to injuries or death. Driving requires skill and judgment and should not be taken lightly. Your skill and judgment are both diminished when you consume alcohol. It reduces your ability to retain physical control of the vehicle. It also reduces your reflexes and your ability to recognize and judge a hazardous situation. Open container. It is a Class 2 misdemeanor for a driver or passenger to consume or possess an open container of spirituous liquor in the passenger compartment of a motor vehicle while on any public highway. The passenger compartment includes any unlocked areas of the car, including the glove compartment and the back seat. It does not include the trunk. This rule does not apply to passengers riding in a bus, limousine, taxi, or motor home. Zero tolerance. Arizona has a zero-tolerance policy for drivers under the age of 21. If you are under the legal age to drink and you are found to have a BAC even as low as, you will face serious consequences. License suspension for providing alcohol to minors. If you are caught providing alcohol to minors or knowingly purchasing alcohol to minors, you could have your driver's license suspended. For the first conviction, your license could be suspended for up to 30 days. A second conviction could lead to your license being suspended for up to 6 months. The consequences are not worth the crime. You may also deal with a guilty conscience if someone is injured or killed because of your actions. Young drivers. The consequences for young drivers who get behind the wheel after drinking are getting tougher all the time. Driving under the influence is a crime and the consequences are severe. The best way for young drivers to avoid penalties, injuries, and most seriously, death, is to avoid drinking at all. Practice zero tolerance for alcohol if you are under 21. Remember, any trace of alcohol in your system can result in severe penalties. This also includes any drugs that impair your ability to safely drive. Your license can be suspended for up to 2 years. Just because you are under the legal limit of 0.8% BAC, you can still receive a DUI if you are found to be impaired. your ability to drive can be negatively affected at levels much lower than 0.08%. Driving under the influence. It is unlawful for any person who is under the influence of intoxicating liquor or any drugs to drive or be in actual physical control of any vehicle. Many conditions can affect your ability to drive even after one drink. For example, body weight and emotional or physical condition. The best rule to follow is still, if you drink, do not drive. Accepting the privilege to drive on the roads in Arizona means you also give consent to be tested for alcohol or drugs if you are arrested for the suspicion of driving while intoxicated. This is called implied consent. If an officer believes you are intoxicated, they can request you take a BAC test. They can test your breath, blood, or urine to measure your BAC. DUI penalties. If you are stopped for driving under the influence, and a test shows that you have an alcohol concentration of 0.08% or more, 0.04 in a commercial vehicle requiring a commercial vehicle license, you will lose your driving privilege on the spot. It should be understood that you may be found guilty of driving while intoxicated even though the BAC was less than 0.08%. If you are under 21 years old, the MVD will suspend your license if there is an alcohol concentration. If you refuse to submit to or do not complete any tests when you are arrested for a DUI, you automatically lose your privilege to drive for up to 12 months or 24 months for a second refusal within 84 months. DUI. First offense, you will be jailed for not less than 10 consecutive days and fined and addressed not less than $1. You will also be required to undergo alcohol screening, education, treatment, and will be ordered to perform community service and equip any vehicle you operate with a certified ignition interlock device. Second and subsequent offenses, you will be jailed for not less than 90 days. Fined and assessed not less than $3. And your license will be revoked for 12 months. You will also be required to undergo alcohol screening, education, treatment, and to equip any vehicle you operate with a certified ignition interlock device. And you will be ordered to perform community service. Extreme DUI. An extreme DUI applies to a person who has a BAC of 15% or greater. First offense, you will be jailed for not less than 30 consecutive days and fined and assessed not less than $2. If the alcohol concentration is 0.20 or higher, you will be jailed for not less than 45 days and will not be eligible for a suspended sentence. You will also be required to undergo alcohol screening, education, and/or treatment, and will be ordered to perform community service and equip any vehicle you operate with a certified ignition interlock device. Second and subsequent offenses, you will be jailed for not less than 120 days. Fined and assessed not less than $3. And your license will be revoked for 12 months. If the alcohol concentration is 0.20 or higher, you will be jailed for not less than 180 days and will not be eligible for a suspended sentence. You will also be required to undergo alcohol screening, education, treatment. Equip any vehicle you operate with a certified ignition interlock device. And will be ordered to perform community service. Aggravated DUI. This category of DUI applies to a person who commits a DUI while suspended or revoked, commits a third DUI in 7 years, or commits a DUI while a person under 15 is in the vehicle. The aggravated DUI law has been expanded to include violations where a person who is subject to a certified ignition interlock device (CIID) requirement and either refuses to submit to a blood alcohol content test (BAC) or commits an extreme DUI or DUI violation. You will be sent to prison for not more than 2 years and In addition to any other penalty required by law, your license will be revoked for 3 years. You will also be required to undergo alcohol screening, education, treatment, and to equip any vehicle you operate with a certified ignition interlock device. Certified ignition interlock device. A certified ignition interlock device is a breath alcohol testing instrument connected to the ignition and power system of the vehicle. The driver blows into the device before attempting to turn the ignition. If the driver's alcohol level is above a certain level, the vehicle will not start. While the vehicle is in operation, the driver must blow into the device at random intervals. Arizona law allows a person to obtain a special ignition interlock restricted driver's license. While the person's Class D or Class G driving privilege is under suspension or revocation after a minimum period of 90 days has been served for any of the following. First offense for an implied consent violation. Conviction of aggravated DUI or extreme DUI with a minor in the vehicle. Conviction of DUI or extreme DUI or having any spirituous liquor in the person's body while operating a motor vehicle while under 18 years of age. Conviction of operating a motor vehicle while under 18 or 20 years of age with any spirituous liquor in the person's body. The person has to comply with the certified ignition interlock device requirements and complete alcohol treatment classes when required and carry proof of future financial responsibility. Insurance. Executive Hearing Office. The Executive Hearing Office conducts hearings that have been requested by individuals or businesses contesting an order issued by MVD. Although there are many kinds of hearings, most involve an appeal from an order suspending or revoking a driver's license. Usually, suspension or revocation results from traffic law violations. Whenever you have the right to appeal an order, the notice of suspension, revocation will inform you of the procedure to be followed if you choose to request a hearing. It is particularly important to file a hearing request within the time required by law. You may lose your right to the hearing if you delay. If you need additional information concerning the procedure, call the Executive Hearing Office. Remember, the law only allows the Executive Hearing Office to provide general information. For more specific legal advice, you might consider consulting an attorney. Don't drive impaired. Why is driving under the influence so dangerous? Alcohol and drugs cause you to lose your good judgment. It is usually the first thing to change. A loss of judgment may affect the way you react to different sounds, sights, and speeds of other cars. If you have been drinking, you might make poor decisions such as getting behind the wheel or agreeing to race a friend on the freeway. To avoid making poor decisions when drinking, make sure you have a plan ahead of time as to how you will get home. If you consistently make poor decisions when drinking, it may be wise to abstain from alcohol. What is the legal limit? No matter what you have been told, you cannot drink more than your limit and still drive safely, even if you have years of driving experience. It will not help you if you have been drinking. However, new drivers tend to be affected even greater after drinking than experienced drivers since they haven't had as much practice and need more time to make decisions when driving. Even after just one drink, a person's ability to drive can be affected. 2 or more drinks in less than an hour can make anyone, no matter their age or experience with driving, an unsafe driver. What if a driver has had too much to drink? You may have heard common remedies that supposedly help a person to sober up more quickly. These include drinking black coffee, taking a cold shower, or exercising. However, none of these things will help you sober up faster. Only time can sober you up. The amount of time it takes for alcohol to leave the body depends on various things: body weight, number of drinks, amount of food eaten before drinking, etc. On average, it takes about an hour per drink for alcohol to leave the body's system. One drink equals about 12 ounces of beer or 1 ounce of liquor. Even if it has been an hour since your last drink, your safest option is to allow someone else who has not been drinking at all to drive. Drugs and driving. Your ability to drive can also be affected by illegal drugs including marijuana, methamphetamines, heroin, or cocaine among others. Even legal prescription drugs can affect your driving skills. Check with your doctor or pharmacist for side effects of any medications you may be taking before you drive.